Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 27 on today, which is July 27th. I don't know how we somehow got that one to work out, but hey, we did it. I am your host, Seth Kurkowski, and of course, with me as always, down on the bottom now because he's finally where he belongs, Daryl
Hey.
Sausse.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Well, it's true.
And joining us tonight, happy to have him on, Chance Beat from Launch360. Thanks for being with us, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, you do some incredible work, and when you first told me about it, when we first met at ArabSat, which I had to walk away from, I'm like, I gotta check this stuff out. I'm like, holy crap, this is awesome! It really, like, even if you use it just as like the AR thing and not even with full on goggles, just being able to look around and the way you have it set up, absolutely incredible. I love the stuff you do.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I remember that. That was Arabsat was definitely an endurance run,
Yeah, it
especially going
was.
out there to the Banana River and you gotta go on the bus, off the bus, and carrying all the equipment, and then all the
I know.
photographers were jumping off and sprinting to their spots.
Like
Yeah, that
I
was
thought I
rough.
had a lot of gear, and then there was that one guy. I don't know if you remember him. He was like from like up around New York or something like that. He had that absolutely massive lens for
Oh
his Nikon,
yeah,
like a 8,000 millimeter, something absolutely ridiculous. But that thing was
yeah,
a
that was a
monster.
bazooka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when we pressed him about it, he said, "Oh yeah, it's a rental. You think I'm
Oh, yeah.
buying this on my own?"
No
Yeah.
one buys that big of a lens. No one can afford it. They just all
That's
rent
true.
them. But
GoFundMe.com. Click.
GoFundMe. I need a new lens. No, I'm GoFundMe me for a new car. Come on now. So Chance,
Yeah.
tell us about Launch 3. Like, what is Launch 360?
Yeah, so Launch 360 is a lot of different things. It started off really myself and my friend Lewis, who you guys might see around on Discord. Sometimes he's not as active since he's still in school and working towards graduation. We were just kind of sitting around on my couch and thinking, what can we do to, get more people excited about space flight and to kind of teach people and get people to experience how cool a launch is without actually being there. And that's when I kind of just quickly googled VR cameras, came up with a bunch of super cheap ones. I think the first one we tried was a Ricoh Theta V, which shoots in like 4K spherical. It's a little handheld one. It's
Oh,
really good
nice.
for during the daytime, especially if it's something close range like most 360 cameras are. um, but if you take the 4K and you stretch it into a sphere, it turns into like 1080p, and pixelation wise, it wasn't the best. I think we shot the first one or two launches with that, and we started at Telstar 18V um, back in like 2018. Um, and we shot that from the 401 before they shut that down to everyone, I mean, other than the bleachers. But when you could just pull right up and walk over there, and it was night and you couldn't see anything. It was just a bright dot going up on the camera. After that, I looked into getting more cameras, more VR cameras, and kind of experimenting. And the one I settled with was the GoPro Omni, which is just a cube of different GoPros, kind of
That
GoPro
one's just
Hero
insane.
Flags.
That
You
is.
when you brought us not was that what I was expecting when you brought that out at IFA. I'm like, oh, he's
Oh
gonna pull
yeah.
out the I can't remember like GoPro just makes I think makes one, right? It was just like kind of like a
Yeah.
little like remote thing. I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
he's gonna pull it out, put it on a tripod, it's fine. And you pull out this like sphere. I'm like, oh, this guy's legit. All right, he did his research.
Yeah, it was on sale, so I was, a college student. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Shoots 8K footage, stretch under sphere, it's about 4K. So definitely an upgrade from the little handheld we had. But the reason it was on sale was because they were discontinuing it. Didn't know that first when we first got it. So all of the software for it was discontinued. Um, and luckily, being IT and my partner Lewis was also like computer science and whatnot. We were able to kind of make modifications here and there whenever like a new Windows update would completely break it, and then eventually Windows completely we couldn't fix it at all. Like it just completely broke it. So what we did was we made a Hackintosh. So I have a partition now, or an entirely separate hard drive, I should say, on my computer that will load into an old version of I think it's Sierra or something, some OS X. Yeah.
Man,
So
Sierra's considered old now.
I
That wasn't that long
so,
ago,
right?
man.
I feel like it was old
Yeah.
though. It feels
That was
older.
back when I started college when that came out.
Well, in the world of tech, it's old. So.
Oh yeah, in the world of tech, it's a dinosaur. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
you don't have podcasts on Sierra. That's terrible. It's terrible.
So yeah, that's how from when we started with the 4K or the 8K footage to I guess the last one that I had shot, which I think was the last Delta 4 launch. That's what we've been doing. It's just on the Hackintosh. It takes a while for it to render all that. I think I was telling you guys when you guys were asking me about it when I brought it out about like how the files work on it or like how editing works, and I was telling you guys that I think about 5 to 6 minutes where the footage came out to like 200 something gigs. So it took a while to stitch everything and then to edit it on top of that. So there was a whole process, which is eventually once I looked at what like our fan base, like our community was like visiting us for versus like who's actually watching the footage. There was a lot more coming to us for launch updates and whatnot than actually going to YouTube and viewing our footage up there. And also, it kind of got repetitive too, the footage, because I mean, launch on a VR headset's going to look the same no matter kind of where you're at and what vehicle is launching. Not because every launch is the same, but because the tech is limited in VR currently to what you can actually film and what it will show and what you'll experience. So that's why we kind of dropped off the VR video side of things and then start focusing more on updates and doing key launch information pages on the website and going into SpaceNet now. So
you know what you should try to get like press credentials and put the VR thing at the pad.
I was just about
as a remote.
Yeah, that was actually an idea of ours. We had like a whole like sketch, a whole plan going into it. It just ended up not really working out, and maybe it's something I'll look more into too. So.
That would be insane. You're just sitting there, like, and you get like the real nice high definition sound recorder. The link you're just like, it would be great.
Yeah, right now I have the H3 VR by Zoom, and it's the ambisonic audio recorder, so you can actually stitch it to the footage. So like if you're in your VR headset looking straight and the rocket's going up, it'll sound like it's in front of you, but if you turn around, it'll sound like it's behind you, or if you look left, it'll sound like it's to your
That is amazing.
I love technology. That's insane. So when did you what got you into space, like when you were younger?
Yeah, so I mean, I think like a lot of people on the Space Coast and just in Florida in general covering space, I grew up with it. I have baby pictures of me out at shuttle launches watching, and
someone from Wisconsin, I'm extremely jealous.
Yeah, I mean, we used to go on camping trips to like the Jetty Park area to watch shuttles go off when I was a kid.
I got pictures of me with cows when I was a baby. Like, no joke, there's a baby picture of me with a cow somewhere, which is very cliche Wisconsin.
I don't think I have any with cows, to be honest.
It's a Wisconsin thing. Don't worry about it. You don't need it. They're not. They smell, so it's fine.
Yeah. I'll bet. It's all that methane they fart out.
But yeah, no, it's just from growing up with it, and even when I couldn't go over there, living in the Tampa area, we could still climb up onto the roofs of our houses and kind of watch them go off, especially the night launches. I remember my dad setting up like his cameras to do those streak shots at night of it going up over our mangroves, behind our house and whatnot.
Yeah,
so
that's so cool.
Yeah,
totally jealous. Absolutely jealous.
It's it was great growing up around it, and not everyone gets to grow up around it, and not everyone understands how exciting it is. A lot of people I was talking to thought that we have like some sort of Star Wars type system where you just kind of take off and keep going type of thing with like a hyperdrive or whatever. So not everyone's as fluent in understanding of what is current in space flight and technology and whatnot. So I think it's important to show everyone that and to get everyone excited about it and also the future of it.
And it also let people know, no, it's not the space shuttle anymore.
Yeah, it's not the.
I've given
that's
up.
bad, especially in Titusville. If you go to any hotel there, are you here for the space shuttle launch? And you're like, Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I've given up. It's
The
especially,
locals still say that?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
mostly where I hear it is
What?
the locals.
the thing about I hear it mostly from family members, but yeah, locals say it all the time. I give them, I give them props. Like whatever, like they're so used to the shuttle launching. They probably grew up with the shuttle. They probably saw all 135 launches. Whatever, they can call it the shuttle. But like I've given up on my family members too. Just like, oh, did you see the shuttle launch? I'm like, it was a Starlink launch, but yeah, sure, yeah, yeah. It's totally
Yeah,
not even close to I can get people confusing crew with shuttle, but like other things with shuttle, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, crew is understandable. I'd give them a little bit of a pass for that, but no, a CubeSat launch, like that couldn't be any further from the shuttle.
Harry
You know?
reminded me of the Australia. The SpaceX Dragon went to dock with the shuttle.
Oh god. Oh.
That was great. That
That
will
was
be.
bad.
I hope that goes in history books somewhere. When
Yeah.
they talk about the DM2 launch, it talks about how Australia got it completely wrong.
Oh, speaking of bad launch coverage, guess what?
Oh, who are we gonna rant about
yes.
today?
Oh no, not today, not yet. But you remember how we ripped hard on the Discovery Channel for their launch coverage of DM2?
Are they covering Perseverance?
They're not covering Perseverance. They're covering the landing.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I can believe it. I mean, I'm not gonna watch.
They
it,
were terrible.
but-
Oh no, I'm setting
Really?
the DVR because I will rip on it.
Oh, you gotta make sure you.
Was it
add
really
me.
that bad? I actually never saw
Yeah,
that 'cause
they-
I was there in person.
So they could have done better.
So
You know, if
yeah.
they would have taken their squad that does like, you know, their really popular shows like Deadliest Catch or something like that, it probably would have been better. But they did that cheeseball drama type of stuff with the really bad music and everything like that. You put it to you like this: they played music while it was still in powered flight,
yeah, like they
and
you
it
know
was
that-
bad.
You know that really cheesy,
It was bad.
over dramatic music that like for
Yeah.
most like kind of like documentaries or whatever. That was the launch music.
It was more like bad reality show music.
And it was that music over the shuttle,
Over the
over the
Seth. Ooh man.
over the actual like sound from the rocket, and
Yeah.
then them talking over it, and then also they had the person at the studio talking and the person at the Cape talking at the same time.
That was Mike Messamino they were talking to remotely.
The producer could
But
not
they-
handle coordination between who should be talking apparently. So
Yeah.
It was
that
it was
a
bad.
hectic launch, like way more hectic than it should be.
And-
I was wondering how they were gonna handle the scrub, like all those like Discovery Channel, for instance, like
Like-
covering it, because they're not used to that stuff, you know.
They went back live.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm
I
sure they
did-
would have done it every day until
What-
it went off.
yeah,
Because
we
they put a lot of money into advertising
yeah.
that. So
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Did you
And
I
I
get?
remember seeing
think-
commercials for it, and it was definitely full hype train because
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'd ever seen a commercial for a launch like that.
Never.
No.
I've never
Me
seen
neither.
one.
Yeah,
The
I mean, I'll
last
see
time-
billboards, but that's about it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I've seen billboards too. Driving up, sometimes there's like a Boeing or Lockheed Martin
Mhm.
might advertise like an Atlas launch coming up.
I,
With, like, some
I-
military thing.
when I saw the commercials and the way that they were made, I'm like, this show's gonna be just as cheesy as these, and it was. Like, I went back and watched it a second time because I was going back watching everyone else's coverage. Like maybe a month or so ago, we ranted about this again. I went back and watched NBC, CBS, ABC, the major networks, and then compared it to Discovery again. And the second time I watched it, I could have sworn they piped in like canned sound effects for while the second stage was firing.
Oh my god.
Like it's
It was-
terrible.
Probably,
I
I wouldn't doubt it, just to beef up the excitement or whatever.
Just
even
so
though
people
the
like,
whole
what do
thing
you
was
mean? There's
exciting
no
enough.
sound. Because people probably don't understand. For the average person, it was good. It was good enough for the
Yeah.
average person. For
Mm.
us, it was it should be taken out back and shot. But
I was just, I mean, looking at it this way, I mean, it's exciting just to see how many other people
Oh,
are
yeah.
getting excited,
Yeah.
especially
I
just in the
haven't-
general population.
yeah, because
for
I haven't
this
seen a launch this big since Falcon Heavy demo.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
even then, that was all over the news as well. I mean, not as
Mhm.
much crazy coverage, but like also it was still great.
That was
to see
more
it
so
all
for the
over.
payload too, rather than the actual launch of a test vehicle.
It was a
Yeah.
very
So.
great PR scheme.
Oh yeah,
it was genius level PR.
That was a great move, and everyone was saying that he's crazy for it, and I was like, no, they don't have to spend anything on advertising at that point.
It was
Just send a
whatever
real
intern
car.
came up with that idea got hired. Got 100%
No, that's
hired.
probably something he came up with himself.
Yeah,
He was
He's
probably
kinda
joking
sure-
about it, and then
The-
went.
I th- no,
just
And then
full
some
time.
intern
think
at,
he said-
at a PR meeting goes like, "Hey, what about this?" And then they're like, "Hired."
No, I think he
After the
said
launch goes hired.
I think he said he was like sitting there BSing with a friend of his one night, and it was either him or his friend said, "Why not just shoot your car into space?"
that's valid. That's like one
Yeah.
of those. That's definitely something that does not come up sober. It's
Oh,
not,
yeah,
it's not, a,
not
it's
at
not a
all.
sober idea.
Was that before or after Joe Rogan?
It's not a sober idea. Speaking
No.
of DM2 though, let me go over to the desktop view. We have a very busy week this week when it comes
We
to
do.
space news, and
Not just domestically either.
we also have an Ariane 5 launch as well.
Ariane 5 and a rare proton launch too.
That's right, and a Proton launch.
I'm
The
gonna go
rocket
photo
that
that one.
the rocket that doesn't care.
Yep.
But this week coming up, this weekend, weather permitting, we'll be seeing the DM2 crew finally come back to splashdown, which is the return of crewed splashdowns. I like to call it because we haven't done it since
45 years.
since the Apollo Soyuz test project. So we are uncertain where it's going to splash down. There's rumors going around about all the different locations, but we're still waiting on confirmation on where it's going to land.
Yeah.
There's 7 spots, 3 along the 4 in the Gulf and 3 along the Atlantic, I think.
Yeah.
So hey, guys, 4 out of 7 chances might be coming by you, chance. So
Yeah.
you better get
We'll
your
see.
360 camera out. Get on a
Yep.
boat, head out there.
Oh yeah. I'm sure the Coast Guard is gonna be out there like crazy for these.
Oh,
two.
yeah.
So anyone
Oh,
out
I
there
was-
thinking about going on the boat, just be a little careful.
Yeah.
I was low key thinking about it. I was talking with Cam, and I'm like, so like if you could get me in contact with one of the captains, like, how bad of an idea would it be? He goes, I have no idea. So I messaged Julie. I'm like, how bad of an idea would it be? She's like, probably a pretty bad idea. I'm like,
Yeah, probably.
yeah, it's probably a pretty bad idea. But it would be pretty cool to go. Not right up alongside of them, because that's just
Right.
a big
No,
way of
just-
saying to get arrested. But like,
I mean, if
Just
anything,
enough
being,
to
on,
somewhat.
just like
being
sit,
on a boat, the best you're gonna see is maybe shoot deployment.
Yeah,
well,
I mean, even
yeah,
then, that's still a cool thing to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, like IFA, we were out there on the boat, and we were a lot closer than.
Oh, you
than,
would have to go
the
way
DM.
far out there.
Yeah.
Way more far out there to see it,
Yeah,
and it might not
That's-
be.
and I think that's closer than the DM2 splashdown will be, if I remember right.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah, that
closer.
definitely
Yeah.
will.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we were out there on the boat a few, not too far. I think we were like 3 miles or so off coast.
Something like that. Nothing
Some-
terrible.
3.5, 4 miles, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd
I
have
mean,
to go
I
way
would
out
be-
there.
If
It felt like further because of the time of year and the
the
sea
waves,
conditions that time of year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was fine.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I would
it's
have.
whatever.
I was so close. So
Yeah.
close. The just going over, but
I mean, the waves were fine for me. I grew up on a boat, but seeing everyone kind of clenching their gear, and then me as well, like holding it from going off the side, that
Dude.
was a bit much.
See, I grew up on.
Holding on for
And
dear
he had
life.
Dawes out there too, like trying to
Yeah.
keep all of his stuff up, and I was like,
Oh.
oh god.
And I grew up going on boats on Lake Michigan, which is pretty much an ocean, and
Yeah.
it's big enough to be an ocean. And oh yeah, nothing like going on the Coast Guard boats with my dad, just like absolutely nothing. It was fine. I'm like, I'll be fine. I don't need Dramamine.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we stopped out there at the viewing spot and could not look at the horizon because no horizon, no horizon. Like, you're just like, oh no, I was done. I'm sitting up there by the captain
Yeah, that
with
was
my
bad.
with my camera just Oh, nice, cool metal.
And they were talking
was
about like having us set up on like that top deck for a little bit, and I was like,
No.
that's not gonna
Mm-mm.
happen at
That would
all.
have been worse.
I mean, I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
Julia said it was better up there, but I'm like, I'm not going on that ladder and not wearing a life vest.
Yeah.
Like, cause I am not holding on to that. I'm a big person, and when my inertia starts going, my hands can't hold.
Oh
But no, that was. I would have actually loved to see you just record, just record it and just see how terrible it would be afterwards. Like with AR goggles, just going like,
Oh god.
oh god.
That's the main reason I was like, I'm just not gonna do anything, and I put it all away once we got out there
Yeah.
because of how bad it was.
We made a terrible decision to get all set up before we went out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah. Next time I'm definitely gonna wait. So.
It's like,
I
oh
don't know.
yeah,
I think we would have
tripod.
been screwed either way.
It would, well,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, but like, oh yeah, let's all get tripods. That'll be fine on a boat that goes
Yeah.
up and down.
Yeah, it is bad.
So, other news this week, the biggest launch we have coming up this week, because we talked about the Ariane 5 and the Proton, but something we've all been waiting for. It's been, how many years has it been? It's been 14 years, right? Not 14.
it's
8
it's-
years.
Eight
8
years.
8
That-
years
that-
since Curiosity launched, and now we get I think we refer to it as his cousin. It's not necessarily a twin or a sister; it's more of a cousin.
baby brother.
The baby brother.
No, it's got to be like bouncing baby brother or sister because it is made from spare parts.
Made from spare parts. That's true. We get Perseverance and of course the Ingenuity drone helicopter coming up this Thursday. I think the launch window starts at 7:50 a.m. It's a 2-hour
Yep.
window.
Yep.
Which means I actually have like time to see it, maybe-ish, if someone decides to come get me. I can find a
Oh,
ride.
hey, you dropped this hint. Here, let me pick it back up for you.
You can't do anything about it because we're live. All right. The best part. So Daryl, you'll be going out to it.
Surprise! Yes, I will.
I'm
I will
one
be out
surprised by that one. Chance, are you planning on driving over, or are you staying?
Yeah, I'll definitely be over there. If all goes to plan over here with the whole moving and whatnot, I'll
You
definitely.
wanna do a 3.5-hour detour and 6-7 hour detour and
Wow.
Yeah.
hey, here's the
I'm
other
not-
hint that I dropped.
Not too sure.
Um, yeah,
Definitely with this move, adding another hour onto my commute over there. So
that is. Ugh.
yeah.
Do you know where you're gonna set up at?
Not yet. I'll definitely. I usually plan that stuff a day or so beforehand.
Same here.
Going it.
Harry said as a middle child, spare parts, middle child.
Okay, that's fair.
Middle child makes sense. I should probably put us back on screen. Yeah, so I'm super excited for this launch. I mean, like,
yeah.
let's just in general. I mean,
I actually just got home about an hour ago. Saw this in the mailbox, so I got the patch
Yes.
in.
What?
Super excited for that.
Damn, I thought it seemed like everybody got theirs on the same day.
Yeah.
Last
ULA
week.
is consistent.
Yes. They're
100%,
really
Yeah.
100% reliability, 100%.
Although it
consistent
was
on their-
weird.
on their shipping.
Mine was in a postal service cardboard envelope inside of one of those
Yeah,
like
same.
rubbery UPS envelops. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
Whatever, I got it. And
it got
and it's
shipped to
fine.
ULA with UPS, and ULA shipped it with UPS.
Whatever, I got it.
they
I'm
just
not
shoved
complaining.
it in there. They just copied down the
Yep.
address. I want the flip
actually-
flops. That's what I want.
I know.
The patch
right?
is cool, but the flip flops are cooler.
I know. How can we get those? That's probably for
Ask
like the
nicely.
VIPs. At Tory.
Yeah, Tori, hey buddy, how's it going? It's been a while since we've talked. I mean, last time I asked for socks, he sent them to me. So,
nice.
I mean,
I was
Gotta compliment the stash, and you'll get it.
Yes.
yes, you got.
I was actually worried earlier today because when the press conference first started, he was sitting there all the way off to the side, and Matt Cutshall made the first comment on Twitter like, "Dude, the stash is gone." I'm like, "No," but it's there. It's just trimmed up
Oh
a
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, it's definitely there.
It looks
Yeah,
sharp.
that's true.
It looks sharp.
So, all that happens with the so we have the rover going out there. Rover's doing core samples, whole bunch of other cool scientific stuff that I can't explain or know anything about.
It's
Making-
It's
wait,
looking
as a
for life.
What?
photographer, you'd appreciate the fact that it's going up there with some super high res cameras this time.
Yeah,
We got
and microphones as well.
yeah, it's that microphone.
that will record like the EDL, like the entire
Mhm.
EDL. Like
Far
the
one-
cameras and microphone will be recording the whole
I
time.
can't wait to see all that.
I know.
It's gonna be crazy.
One of the other
fair-
cool things that it has is it has Moxie, which is I don't know what it stands for, but it has it will be generating oxygen.
Yes.
With the
Yeah, yep.
atmosphere, which is very very important because
For future manned missions or
that's
crewed
kind of
missions,
like
I
the
should
only
say.
way we're gonna make oxygen there because there's no way we're gonna send like tanks of oxygen there. So
Oh yeah.
I mean we could.
Too much.
Starship's cheap.
I think the most exciting thing for me about this mission is just it looking for life in general.
Mhm.
I think I think this is our first dedicated probe or rover for that, I believe, right? I think they were saying something like that.
Yes, it's the first one that's going to be actively looking, like not looking to see if there's life, looking for past evidence of
Yeah,
life, like
yeah, past
knowing
life,
that
yeah.
there has to be that there's somewhere, because that was Curiosity's role, was to determine if life could have been there, and now it's determining like where the life has been.
Yep,
Um,
yep, pretty much. It was water and now life.
Yes,
So,
yes,
yep.
water than life. It's
Water
all
than
it's
life.
just simple baby steps. Water and life. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Ingenuity's super cool. So I got to. So
Mhm.
yeah. By the way, newsflash. I officially joined Space Explored as a reporter, and
Nice.
we got to speak
Nice, dude.
with. Oh God, I'm gonna forget his name. I just remember his name's Yako. Don't remember his last name, but he's an engineer at JPL on the Ingenuity drone rover. It's basic. What?
Yako Karas.
Yako Karas. Thank you, Yako Karas. We were. That's a complicated name, and I'm already half a drink in. So let's be honest.
Okay, that's fair.
So he talked about it, like it's a flying smartphone. It's using smartphone
Yeah.
cameras, smartphone processor. I think it's like a Snapdragon, which is popular in Android phones.
Yes.
Oh, hey Zach, Zach's in here. Totally ruined that one for you, Zach. Sorry about that. And
Awkward.
totally was we paying attention. We were trying to figure out how his name was. So yeah, that was a cool episode. It's a Space Time podcast, so you should definitely go check it out. I got to ask one question. That was all. Zach asked all the other questions because he knows what he's doing and I don't. So
You'll still did good. Like
snap on the
for
Zach.
those out there who haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. Space Time is a new podcast for Space Explored.
Mhm.
There's only 2 episodes aside from the intro episode. I don't know if you want to count that or not, but both episodes so far have been really great. Zac Hall is doing a great job, and Harry. Zach's been doing a great job. The first 2 episodes are great. I'm looking forward to hearing more of them because they're doing a great job.
I'm 100% for that, Harry. We need an R5 on the rover. Just bungee cord it and like zip tie it up onto the under like the head, like where like the little like eyes looking thing is, and get some nice buttery smooth 8K footage, 30 minutes at a time, of course, for like the
Jeez.
next 2 days before it dies from radiation.
That's a hell of a camera.
3 weeks in a row we've talked about camera news.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do.
So, yeah. Since we're in the talk about cameras,
Oh, jeez, what?
what camera equipment are you bringing there, Daryl? Sorry. Wait. What camera equipment aren't you bringing?
Aren't I bringing?
Because you usually bring everything.
Oh, I'm totally overpacking for this trip.
Have you prepared?
Yeah, I was a good Boy Scout. Be prepared. I never made Eagle, but hey, I was a good Boy Scout. Be prepared.
I got my Arrow of Light.
That was Cub Scouts. What?
Yeah, I know.
Wow, Seth. Somebody didn't go far.
No.
No, I'm bringing everything I have, including since I'm actually leaving tomorrow morning to head up there. I will potentially be staying through splashdown. That depends on where it splashes down, what it's going to be like for being able to, go see it or something like that. See them come back on a boat, see shoot deploy, anything like that. And I'm probably going to have a bunch of spare nights, so I'm even bringing my telescope, and I'll just go starting around looking at stuff. Why not? Go set up right on the beach.
And that reminds me, for Splashdown, I remember hearing if it's anywhere on the West Coast, on the Gulf Coast side, they'll be flying back to the Cape on helicopter, the astronauts. And then if it's anywhere on the East Coast, they'll be going back on a boat.
Now, will the boat head straight back to KSC?
I believe so. It's going straight back to,
So might as well just stick around in Florida until I hear what's going on.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me know. I mean, if I don't have to stick around there, I won't. Even though everybody's been telling me lately, dude, you need to just move out to Florida. Like
you need to rent a place. You need a crash crib at the Cape. Like a studio. Like get the tiniest looking little thing and for like $100 a month, where it's just a place to just literally lay down with the air mattress. It's a little closet. There's no place out there that's that cheap. I'm just making I'm making it up, but it's worth a dream.
I'll sell my Grand Cherokee and I'll invest in a little camper.
Oh my gosh, the party RV.
Party RV.
Yes, yes.
RV.
I was talking with Wayward because Wayward lives in a she has like a park model at a trailer park, and I'm like, this is pretty like nice and secluded and like quiet. And she was like telling me how cheap it is, and I'm like, okay, yeah. I'll live in a trailer park, 100%. If it's that cheap, hell yeah. I don't care. Get a nice like RV and have it be the party RV.
Yeah.
There you go.
Party
lunch
RV.
days, get a spot at Jetty Park. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Get up on top of it. Maybe see a little more over that levee that they have that annoys the crap out of everybody.
That's gonna happen. Yeah. That's a big levee.
I'll build something on top of it. I'll get there early, put up some scaffolding. Yeah.
That reminds me of the when I so
that won't draw anybody's attention.
That reminds me of when I met Obama back when he traveled to Milwaukee for like I don't know what it was, but I got to be on the tarmac because my dad knew some people with the Secret Service, and my dad was a federal agent. They all speak. So I got to be on the tarmac, and it's just the stupidest thing in the world the Secret Service has. It's like scaffolding up like 4 levels, and it's just 2 snipers. And I'm sitting there like, you're not hidden. We all see you're in the middle of an airport.
But those are the ones they want you to know about.
Oh, 100%.
There's more that you don't know about.
And I'm just sitting there, I'm looking up, and I'm like, you're not fooling. 8-year-old me, I'm like, you're not fooling anyone, bro. Like, you're right there.
I mean, if you want to know how it actually works, one day we'll get the ULA sniper on the show.
There we go.
You
mean Tori Bruno? With the mustache.
I like to imagine him like horseback out there with his cowboy hard hat.
And a nice long rifle that he just slowly pulls off his shoulder.
There's a picture, I think it's of like Teddy Roosevelt with like, or someone, I can't remember who it is, but like someone with like a revolver on his horse, like doing this. Like trying to get an aim up on top of on back of a horse. I'm like, that's Tori Bruno. Like just sitting there, like with a little revolver, aiming up the.
Can you imagine Tori like a scene out of old spaghetti westerns, sitting right there next to a Delta, and he's chewing some spit, and he's got his rifle right there on his horse, and
there's a rocket behind him,
That would be great. He needs to ride his horse around the pad one day.
Tori's never coming on the show.
No, we do it all in jest, and honestly, he's a cool enough person that he knows we love him, and we know that ULA will never do that.
Let's finish. I don't really have that much news at all for this week, so we're gonna.
Y'all be quiet. Amos 6 has entered the chat. Shh.
Oh wait.
Harry.
That's all I can remember is just watching that video. Just like you just hear the like it's a little small explosion, and you just the whole thing just engulfs in flames.
I love the delay.
It's just a small delay. You just see like flame. You're like, oh, okay. All right.
Do you want to talk about that thing I brought up to you over the weekend?
I don't remember what you brought up over the weekend, so sure.
How drunk are you?
This weekend was a very busy weekend for me.
So, all right.
A lot of things came up this weekend.
the Neowise picture.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you have an image you want to share? I do not have.
Hey, wait. You go dig up the image. I'll talk about it. So there's a lot of pictures going around. Everybody's putting up their captures of Comet Neowise. Harry, even you're getting a chance soon. And there have been some really great stuff. My picture was crap comparatively. But a picture that's been making the rounds, I'd say the last 3 or 4 days, is a picture that somebody got where, and Seth's bringing it up now, where he got photobombed by Starlink. It was a recent train, given how close together they are and whatnot. And Seth, click on it and bring up the whole thing. And, of course, it's going and, sparking all of the anger again of everybody saying, oh, see, Starlink's ruining the sky, blah, 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 blah. And, you'll see a lot of people going back and forth saying, oh no, Starlink is fine once it gets up to its orbits and everything like that. And like I said, this is obviously a Starlink train that is probably not at its full orbit yet. It's probably one of the more recent launches, and this guy just probably had some bad timing. And there's just been comments going back and forth. Honestly, dabbling in astrophotography the way I have, and with how much more I want to get into it and how much I've been reading from people, this can be removed easily. Yet, the person who did this, I think, went out of their way to make a really nice picture of this. Because it is kind of striking. I kind of like it, But if you're going for just a clean picture of a comet,
it could have been remembered what I had. Now I have to talk about.
What is it? Is it this?
No, now I remember what I was what I mentioned to you in the DM.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Wait, I gotta think about it because it's been a few days. I remember what my actual reasoning was for it. All right.
I'm scrolling back up in them right now, so.
Astrophotographers who complain about Starlink.
Yes.
Is like a Karen at a grocery store complaining about why they can't get their specific brand of something from the store. You can go to another store. You can edit out the Starlink. You can photograph it in a way to edit them out. Now, when astronomers complain about it, their facts are given because they're not losing photo quality; they're losing like data.
Yeah, they're losing
discovery.
Actual scientific data.
That's different. But when strictly, I don't know this guy. The guy who took photos, his name's Daniel Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
I did not do the due diligence and to research him. I did go to his website, completely in Spanish.
I did a little bit.
Cannot understand a single word in his website, so I don't know. But if he is, I mean, that was just my idea with you can fix this. Like, there's ways of getting good pictures.
Yeah. From what I mean, I don't do a lot of astrophotography at all. I mean, I barely do like regular photography. But from what I understand is that these are taken by stacking different images,
which is why you see the lines break. Oops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is why, and they take those so, one, it's better exposure-wise, but also you can edit out planes that pass over, because you're much more likely to have a plane pass in front of your camera lens than a Starlink satellite.
I think you can see that one right here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a plane because it's going in the opposite direction of all the Starlink satellites.
That's going to be just a satellite in a different orbit.
Oh, okay. It does look like a plane. Oh, well, never mind.
Planes will have more of a dotted line appearance because of the running lights on the planes.
This goes behind the Starlink. I just noticed they go behind the Starlink passes, so it's a satellite. But yeah, no one's complaining about this one. What satellite's this?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It could be another Starlink. It very well could be.
I don't think so. They don't go that. They would all be in the same direction, I think. Wait, no, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. They would go in different directions.
That's right.
Though I would like to know what this is. Up this to the top right of the comet.
Could be
if that's because it's definitely
a meteor.
Yeah, if it's like a shooting
Yeah.
star or something like
It-
that.
it
'Cause
could
that
be
actually
another
kind of
satellite.
Space
cool.
debris.
It could be another
Yeah.
satellite on a slightly different orbit. Yeah.
Retrograde.
No, I don't know. Who knows? We're not sitting here nitpicking
Yeah,
that
I don't.
one tiny
Let's
little line.
pixel peep this entire photo. That's what this show's turned into. It's like a PlayStation disc when you try to clean it.
That's wow. That is
Throwback.
accurate.
Throwback.
That is accurate. What disc?
Throwback when you have to, when you had to clean your disc. You just don't digitally
Man.
download it anymore.
And I've just been sitting here lately with the Super Nintendo Classic broken out. I'm remembering days of
Or you gotta
in the cartridges.
That reminds me of
reset.
the old disc grinders too. If you had like a scratch, you would spray it and then put it in the disc grinder.
I bought a new game. If I had a scratch, it was like new game. Yeah.
I moved on.
I had I played a call. I can't remember which call. I think it was Black Ops 2. I played that game so much I got a scratch. Like it just all of a sudden stopped working. The disc.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how much I played that
Damn.
game. And so I had to buy a second one because I broke that game. Yeah,
But
so
yeah, it's one of those things, and astrophotographers, like I said, they have tools to get rid of stuff. In fact, professional astronomers doing actual scientific studies, they have ways to remove this stuff too, because this is not a new problem.
the issue is that now there's so many, and if it covers up the star they're looking at, they do lose data. Like it actually kind of can be terrible. Not detrimental, but it could not be great. You would waste some money if you have every so often a satellite going. I mean, because these what's their orbital period like?
90 minutes.
90 minutes.
Maybe
if
a
you
little
have,
less.
Yeah, if you're
Because they're
doing
in such a
something
low
over
orbit.
the entire night, and you have how many? I mean, as Earth rotates, you can get like 30 exposures where you can't get anything. That's not great. But,
and that depends on your target too. The Comet Neowise is a relatively large target in the sky compared to some other stuff. Like if you're going for a nebula shot or something like that, with a nebula shot, you're zoomed in pretty dang far. So the chances of all of these bombing every one of your shots it's not going to happen. And plus, the other thing that these folks never complain about is Starlink in its operational orbit. You never hear any complaints
I don't
about
know about. I don't know about these. I did see.
So this is one of those things. It's only a temporary problem until they get up to their final orbit.
I did see some proof of before they added any type of coding or advise or anything like that. That in their operational orbit at certain times, even after they say that they're supposed to be completely dark, they're still visible to the naked eye.
It's not something you can 100% get rid of, but
again, they're always going to be there. Always going to be an issue,
and it's not a new problem.
But this photo, if you take out all the Starlink, this is a great photo.
Again, like I said, even with it, I think it's kind of striking.
That's what I was going to tweet.
I think I prefer it with.
I was going to reply to the tweet when I originally saw this. I'm like, I actually kind of like it with the Starlink satellites in there, but I didn't want to get blasted by all the photographers. I just didn't feel like getting destroyed.
I think it is really cool. Maybe even something to print and hang up or something like that, if you'd really be so inclined. I mean, I've seen the fuller size of it.
Yeah. The only thing is having satellite passes can be cool in photos, but I think there will be a point where it's too many satellite passes. Like, I think this might be too many satellite passes to look cool, to be great. Like if it was just that one that went across like horizontally, perpendicular to the rest of them.
Oh yeah,
that's super cool. Kind of like the ISS passing.
Even on my birthday, I tried to line up a pass where the ISS was going to pass right underneath the comet, and unfortunately, I was trying to do it in downtown New Orleans with all the light pollution, and I didn't have the proper filter I needed to make it happen. Yeah, but
that's a lot.
I wanted that in my shot
down here by me.
Yeah, but I wanted that in my shot. But
totally,
it didn't happen.
So,
but I don't think Starlink is as big of a problem as they say it's going to be, because honestly, when you factor in all the other junk that's been up there for so many years before Starlink even started, people are crying just to cry about Starlink because they don't like Elon. That's it.
I mean, and also you'd have to remember that there's a few other major constellations in the works right now. Not that they've launched yet, but they're definitely in the works, and also from other countries too, where they're not going to be as compromising or as willing to work with the photographers. I mean, I think China and Russia both have constellations and planning.
Oh yeah.
If I remember correctly. So I mean, and I highly doubt they're going to care about what photographers are wanting or
we'll probably this will be done in a few years. Give it like no one will care.
Yeah, and Chance, like you said, no one else is willing to work with them. They even design these things to not be floating junk. If it don't work, it's coming down.
Yeah,
that's it. So I like I said, the anger is being misdirected. Now, for that one particular photographer, I think I saw something where he said that he didn't have much time that night, and they took up a lot of all of his photos that he meant to stack. Okay, I get it. He's got a legit case right there.
Yep.
But the great thing about NeoEyes, it's been hanging around for a minute, and people are getting multiple chances, except for me because of all this crappy weather here in Louisiana.
Same here.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it once.
But a lot of these people who really are
and light, and it's just a losing cause every time. Every day. It's like, no.
Fun fact, actually, not only have I not seen NeoEyes yet, I haven't seen a single Starlink pass because of either weather or pollution.
I can't see Starlink where I'm at.
I saw Starlink on accident.
I was looking right at Starlink. Me and Julie was sitting out there trying to get Starlink passes, and she got it. I didn't, and we were both looking at the same place, same settings, but my exposure was just slightly different than when she started hers, and I got it blown out.
I've seen it naked eye when they were actually kind of spread out. You see one pass by about every 10 seconds or so, and at first I'm like, oh, okay, just a random satellite. I get to see something like that, and then it's like, wait a minute, there's another one. Holy crap! I went back and double checked. Hey, that was a Starlink pass. Cool. I didn't mean to see that.
See, we can give you crap about all the launches you've missed, but then you can give us crap about seeing Starlink.
Yeah, but I've never seen the nice string of pearls train going through the sky that everyone else.
Well, we'll never see that. We have to go live with Nathan up in Canada.
One place that I would love to. I'd love to try to catch that from, or try to even capture it. If I get more into photography and whatnot, it would definitely be the Droid Tortugas down there. It's I think it's the blackest point or the darkest point in all of the East Coast, if I remember correctly. You take a ferry out from Key West, and they leave you overnight, and they'll come pick you up in the morning. Type thing. And I've seen some
that's
really...
how horror movies start.
Isn't that it's like an old fort, right?
Yeah, it used to be an old fort and an old prison too.
Really?
The horror stories. You could some guy could come up with such great horror stories from that about it being a prison. Oh my! And it being out in the middle of nowhere. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
actually, I do think that was the prison that they kept the doctor who worked with, but tried healing John Wilkes Booth after he killed Abe Lincoln after he assassinated the president there.
Fun facts.
Yeah, because I think he jumped off the viewing area and broke his leg, if I remember right, and he went to this doctor, and the doctor didn't know anything, so he worked on him, and he got arrested and was, I think, later pardoned way after he died, but they kept him at the Droid Tortugas.
What?
I'm
looking at this on Google Maps right now. This looks amazing.
Gotta love 19th century prison logic.
Yeah, and if you I think there's maps too that use Google Maps, and they kind of show light pollution areas, and that place is just the darkest zone you can really get to, especially in the southeast.
In the southeast, because there's places out west and northeast, I think, that are light pollution sanctuaries, something like that, or dark sky sanctuaries.
Which would be super cool. Pennsylvania, I think.
I think the one in Pennsylvania is the one where people hundreds of people come to every year, once a year for some festival, and it's actually restricted to where the only lights you can have are red. You can only use red light. Yeah. So, first time I showed someone my red light for when I was at night launches, people were like, "What is that? What is that?
What is that?
What is that?" So a flashlight.
Remember?
Is that the devil's flashlight?
Or which one was it? Was it It's one of the CRS launches where they had to land it on the drone ship right off the coast because of the Crew Dragon explosion. I can't remember which
Was it a CRS?
one that
Was
was.
it a CRS? Was it CRS
Yeah,
18? No,
it
17.
might have been. I don't remember, but I remember I was out there filming this one, and I had just like quickly brought up my phone camera real quick, shined it down because I think something was wrong with the tripod, and I had a photographer from at
Oh,
least 100 yards sprint to me and start screaming, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
it's a
I'm
very
sorry."
quick way to get yelled at. On 528, another way to get yelled at night launches is the pull up with your headlights on.
Oh yes, or just to leave them on. So many people
Yes,
do that.
people leave them on.
Mhm.
There was a guy with like
Terrible.
his truck with the big halogen light, the really super bright, overly done lights, pulls up the 528 and then parks up. If you've ever been to 528, the viewing area there's like a hill that goes. That's like on the side of the bridge you can park on. Parks his big ass truck with the big bright lights just shining over. Like I was behind it, but like almost everybody on the side.
Oh, you can hear it on my video of DM2 on my not DM2 STP2 on my YouTube. Like right as it starts out, somebody's like, "Turn your damn lights off!" in that Florida twang.
I remember.
I wish I had that in my videos. I have swears
think
in
one
my
of-
videos.
I think one of my worst received videos, like 360 videos, was I think it was for the GPS launch where it like gets scrubbed like 5 times, and I went there for every single time driving over from Tampa, and that was terrible. But
Was
it
that
finally
Scrub
launched.
Sember?
Yeah, I think so. Jeez, when was that? Either way, I went over there and it finally launched, and I was over at Spaceview because Playa Linda was closed. I think it was a government shutdown or something at the time.
Okay.
And right before the rocket launches, there's like these children that come up and they're screaming and having a good time. You know, the rocket's about to launch, and it's good that kids are excited about it.
Mhm.
But the comments were instantly like, shut them up, like, just mute your
Aw.
video, point your camera or you point your microphone far away.
Oh
It's not good.
no, not
That
cool.
was and that's more so than like the ones where I'm like on the highway, for instance, and then the trucks come up with their headlights and blind half of our shot. Those were fine. It's just the kids that people hate.
I ruined Red Rhetoric's video was dropping the F-bomb in it several times. So, and then me turning around and seeing kids right behind me. I'm like, oh, yep, this is how rocket. Yep, that's photography for you. When you have to reset your entire shot less than a minute before the launch. You're just like, this is the only emotion that goes through. Do you want to touch on the Democratic Party's platform thing with space? Quick, we'll keep it quick because we don't want to get political. But basically, Space News got a copy somehow. I wish I knew how of the 2020 Democratic Party's platform for, I guess, just for 2020. I thought it was for the next 4 years, but just 2020. And it does mention something about space. 'Cause that's one thing we've kind of been wondering, like with the election coming up and NASA's at the whim of whoever's the president, pretty much. What's gonna happen with everything that's happened? Seems like they won't make any big changes to it, which is okay, I guess.
Yeah.
They didn't come up and straight up support a 2024 landing on the moon.
Mhm.
But to be honest, do any of us think that's gonna happen? I want to have faith.
I
I want to have faith.
It's
We
gonna
should
be
have
close.
It's
It's-
partially our job to have faith, but it's very hard to have faith.
I mean, ain't my job to have faith. My name ain't
think-
George Michael.
I don't think NASA even believes that's going to happen. I think recently Kathy Luter said something like, "Yeah, we're not guaranteeing it will
We're
happen."
not guaranteeing it, but we're gonna
2024,
try our best, pretty much.
I mean,
yeah, something like that.
Please try, but don't like get anybody killed in the process. Okay.
Well, it's
you know.
uncrewed, which is nice. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Artemis 1,
yeah,
which
So-
the last piece of that stack should be arriving in Florida in a few days.
doesn't the SLS core stage have to get there still?
aside from that,
Okay.
everything
So-
but the core stage.
So everything but the
Everything.
biggest part and most
Yeah.
important part has to get there.
No, you can do it without it.
yeah, just strap a Falcon Heavy in the middle of it. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
we've all played Kerbal Space
We
Program.
played
It should
Kerbal.
work.
Well, you
Yeah.
can figure it out. All right, we can all do it.
Aside from the core stage, everything else will be at KSC. So once that green run's done, they can sling it on over to Florida and stack that puppy up.
So
Yeah.
I think the core stage is up at Stennis right now, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it has been sitting on the B2 test stand for months now, ever since like January when it rolled out from Mishu.
Watch them have to do repairs now. This has been out there so long. Like, watch them
Yeah.
come out and be like, well, yeah, we did the green run, but we broke something in the middle because it's been sitting down at Stennis for over a year.
All the contractors sitting there rubbing their
I'm curious how dark it is because it tans in the sun and it's been out there a while, and it's weird. It's gonna be like tanned in sections. Like one side is gonna be like burnt to a
And it's
crisp
gonna have
dark
lines
orange
from, like,
brown.
It's gonna have lines too from like the shade that the test stand gives it. Like, because like parts of it are exposed. Yeah.
And then like another side of it is gonna be that nice bright orange from when it
Well,
was first made that never
knock-
saw the sun.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, that doesn't happen. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. We don't want it. I bet the contractors do, but we don't.
Right.
Remember in the early graphics for it had like the Saturn colorations,
Which
Yeah.
is
the white and the black, yeah.
We had that discussion not that long ago about which one was the best. The
It was
Saturn
weird.
paint scheme or the orange paint scheme. There was another paint scheme, wasn't there?
No.
I don't remember.
No,
don't
But,
they
I
just-
don't remember.
Why don't they just paint a big giant American flag on it?
yes. No. Oh yeah, the Olay.
No.
What about the Olay version?
Oh yeah, that. Hey man, that's you want to raise money for the space program? That's a lot of billboard space. Lots of billboard
Sadly,
space.
NASA got none of that money, but
I know,
it was the potential to have money.
I know but that commercial though, that was a fairly accurate representation for just like a commercial.
I mean, I think they just took the NASA like 3D rendering and just like, let's change the color up, make it red and say Olay down the side.
Like
Just
the,
shot that.
It's like China for the space rover that they
Oh,
sent
God.
up.
Let's just.
Where
They ripped it straight from Curiosity's
Or
video.
Spirit and Opportunity, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Spirit and
I think
Opportunity?
it's Spirit and
That was
Opportunity.
Curiosity. Okay.
Spirit and
That's-
Opportunity. Yeah, because it has the solar panels on the top, and then it has like
Yeah.
the 6 foot ish like height camera level to be like similar to humans.
Yeah, I saw a tweet and they're like showing them side by side, like frame by frame, like which ones they ripped from. It was funny.
Yeah, that's the classic. Yeah, you can copy, just change it up a bit.
I don't even think
Classic.
they did that. It was straight copy and paste it.
In China,
the video.
copyright infringement is the biggest form of flattery. So,
Right.
I mean, have you seen the copy? Have you seen the like the straight up stolen Hummer version, like vehicle? I can't remember what it's. I don't know what it's called, but it's straight up a Hummer. Like a H1 or H2. I can't remember what they're called, what their models are. But yeah, and they're also using the military as well. Like, which is just great.
Damn.
So, Chance, I didn't message you late, but did you get a meme?
Did I get a meme?
Did you
I
get a
don't
meme?
believe I did. Let me double check.
Oh no.
I
I
didn't
messaged you
actually.
late about it. Like, make sure you bring a meme to share and alcohol. So.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think you've. No, I didn't see that.
Oh no, it's okay. I always forget, so.
Oh, I do. No, now I see it there. Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, no, I
No
didn't see that
worries.
until just now.
At least, you know
I
what?
think it was because it was that, and then it was the Zoom link. So I think I just
Oh,
saw the Zoom
gotcha.
link and I clicked that.
Gotcha. It's okay. I most of our episodes go like that to where.
Yeah. We all
I forget, but usually I forget to ask. And we're just like meme time, and they're just like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, we do memes because that's what our show is."
I mean, it's not hard to find a good meme though.
No,
Oh, no.
just gotta go on SpaceX Master Race.
Yeah.
SpaceX Master Race. They have some good ones. They had some
Yes.
pretty
I
good
mean,
one this week. I'll be
A
honest.
good meme without even needing it to be memeified is the For All Mankind 2 season, For All Mankind season 2 trailer. You guys see that with the lunar space shuttle coming back? I think it was Columbia.
Yeah, I want to watch that even less now.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
The first season was great.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I really liked the first season, and now they're just kind of like now it's like they can stretch it a lot if they really want to, And I'm not, as long as they get the fine details, because they did a really good job with fine details ish. In the first season, as long as they can get the fine details right, they can do it the way they want. Because now everything's out the window. I mean, the whole point is it being a completely different, universe.
I like the fact that they got Michael Okuda, who worked on Star Trek, doing all that set design. He's working on For All Mankind, which is really cool. But I can't wrap my head around this alternate history style of writing, like the Man in the High Castle that started this a few years ago on Amazon. I don't understand the allure of it.
I think that one had more of a fantasy twist to it, didn't it?
It was
like the
weird.
Whole swapping back
Man,
and
the
forth.
High Castle was weird.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I saw it up until that point, and I was like, oh, okay.
Once they went out into like the no man's land area between the two sections of the part of the country that no one controlled, I'm like, and then they had like the Texas Ranger looking type dude hunting people down, and I'm like, what?
So it's kind of like how Battlestar Galactica went off the rails after like the 2.5 seasons.
Sure.
the new one.
Sure.
Because it got weird.
I've never watched either of them, so sure.
Dude,
have I disappointed
ladies
you
and gentlemen,
enough?
Seth Kurkowski.
I'll still probably watch the second season though when it comes out.
Oh,
Am I gonna be as excited as before? Not really. It kind of killed it with that.
We'll have to see more.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows coming out. Speaking of shows coming out, a trailer just dropped. They just had, what was it, San Diego Comic-Con at home or something like that.
Yeah.
They also dropped a trailer. National Geographic, who everybody in the spaceflight community hates them right now because of DM2. But they put out, they put out a trailer for their upcoming show, The Right Stuff. They're basically redoing that. What was it, a movie or a miniseries like back in the 90s?
It was a book and I think a movie.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a movie. Okay.
Well, they're doing a series now, and it looks all right. They didn't. It wasn't one of those trailers where they took all like the fun, exciting scenes and put it together in an exciting trailer. It was just like a scene from an episode that they put together, where Alan Shepard was trying to get to the. Oh, what was the name of the hotel? Basically, the hotel that they secretly invited all the guys to explain Mercury to him. And he's like 20 minutes late to it, and he barges in doors like, "Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, meant to be here. Hi." Sit in the back. But yeah, that came out. So go dig around for that. It was not bad. I'll wait for more, but I think it's going to be all right.
Yeah, no, I'm happy that space is a thing. Like, he's a popular thing now. So.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's good.
So what they can, it's like over dramatized, whatever the word freaking is.
I mean,
but
even back in the 90s, before this stuff took off, Apollo 13 was written very differently than the book. I just finished listening to it again, and it's it's very different, but mostly there.
Oh, mostly there. 100%. With Apollo 13, you can't have them sit around for like 11 minutes before the thing actually happened.
Yes,
you can't have them sit around like that because that's almost a quarter of the movie. So
right, and there was other things they had to cut out, like the S4B stage, that took them out of Earth orbit and sent them to the moon. That was actually trailing behind them. Excuse me, all the way to the moon, and the intent was it would crash into the moon and set off seismometers that had already been left there by previous crews.
Yeah. Well,
when the accident happened, it was screwing with their communications so bad, and they just had to wait for the sucker to crash into the moon, and everything cleared up. That's one of those things that they just took out for time, and I get that.
Yeah.
So, Daryl, do you have a meme you want to go first, or do you want me to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Right, I gotta go on the dump button real quick before he accidentally does something.
Did you enable screen sharing?
Oh no!
We go through this every week, every damn week.
There we go. Now you can do it.
So right now, like I said, I listen to audiobooks a lot, usually space related. Right now, I'm listening to Scott Kelly's book Endurance about his year on the space station. Phenomenal book. Checking it out again because I listen to stuff over and over again. And it's kind of fitting because I just got through like chapter 2 where he talked about, getting slung into space on the Soyuz. And go figure, this popped up. It just speaks for
It's
itself.
classic.
And if you've ever heard any descriptions of people sitting in a Soyuz capsule, it's bad. Like it's really bad. Like knees to
Spirit
your
is
chest
better.
for hours. Completely, like you hear everything rattling around. It's a rough ride. You're getting smacked around or on staging. It's pretty bad. So, yeah, this is totally accurate and appropriate.
I love the look on that rush on the cosmonaut's face in the middle. Just like, yeah, I'm stuck in between. I got hump seat.
Like they are so smushed in there. Like they have to use like sticks to push buttons because they're so cramped in there.
They have
And-
straps on
Yeah,
their
the
knees
poker
as well.
sticks.
They have what?
They have straps on their knees. Have you ever noticed
Yeah.
that? Yeah, they have
Oh, yeah.
straps around their knees to hold them in.
Yeah.
Which that would be for me. That would be like, nope,
I
can't
know,
do it. Can't.
and then-
I cannot be strapped in like that. Like I have to
And
be
then-
able to at least wiggle my knees.
Oh no, it's worse. Coming back to land, imagine like basically crash landing on your back like that. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
Well, yeah.
Horrible.
It's Russia. You don't choose comfort. Comfort chooses you, and comfort did not choose the Soyuz.
Right?
They still have enough room for that gun too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
priorities. That and probably a bottle of vodka somewhere to ease the pain.
Probably.
Oh, where do I start with this? This thread that I have. My meme's not just a picture. It's an entire thread between me and Harry Stranger.
What? Did Harry know he was going to be featured on tonight's
Yes,
show
I-
so prominently?
I told him that. What did I say? I said, "Ding, ding, ding! We have meme of the week for Ruds this week." Let's
Nice.
see, where does this all line up? All right. Oh, I'm still trying to choose on where to have this set. All right. Here
Give
we
us
go.
a setup.
Let me share this with you. Don't worry. We come back to
Ooh.
this tweet being the wrong tweet later. Don't worry about it. All right. It's the. I have a Falcon Heavy joke. Just might be too powerful, right? Because that was a reply to. Wait for it. Wait, where was this? Where was this? Where was this?
Oh, I did see this thread. This was good.
I think it was here. I think I posted the right actual. Oh, what did I? Okay, whatever. So there was a whole like thread of different tweets that said like I have this joke, but I think it would be this. It was all spaceflight, and I retweet the wrong tweet. This was I don't remember when this was, but I fat thumbed the wrong tweet I think. But
Man.
center core with like a word. I have a joke about the center core, just might not stick the landing on it.
Ooh.
Hey.
You know, I had one about ULA, but I really didn't want to put it out there. I just didn't.
Well, this is the one that you might like. I have a boosted 1046 joke. Just usually have to abort finishing it.
Wow.
And that's where the meme of the week comes. 1046 going to all the different boosters, and then he comes to my door.
That is wonderful. That is just priceless.
Harry,
Harry,
based
you're
off,
the
of course,
best.
this meme, which is also great as well.
Mhm.
But I love it. The fact that I retweeted the wrong tweet just makes me sad. It makes me really sad. I realized that like partway through. I'm like, dang it! This whole thing's and then Harry I think said this whole thing's a meme. I'm like, yeah, it is, pretty much. Oh wait, there we go. 6 more. Just realized here's the original tweet. I have a launch joke. Just probably get blown over. There we go. That's my meme. That's my lazy meme.
I have a joke about ULA rockets, but you can't reuse it. Oh.
That would also make sense for SLS as well.
That hasn't flown yet.
I have a joke about SLS. It's just too long to give it to you. It takes too long to deliver.
Wow.
Oh, that's there. There we go. I'm gonna do space stand up. There we go.
No,
I'll be
Harry,
here all
don't
night.
encourage me.
I'll be here
Harry's
all night.
encouraging me
We're
in
doing this
chats.
stream till midnight. We're doing it.
No, man.
My terrible, terrible stand-up jokes.
Jeez.
All right.
Chance, you got anything?
I don't really have a meme necessarily, but I do have a favorite quote from Toy Bruno at today's Perseverance pre-launch conference.
Oh boy.
Where he goes, "We are literally chomping at the bit to take this nuclear-powered Doom buggy to Mars."
Yes, I heard that. That was
so fun.
awesome. That was. Yeah, dude, I love Tory Bruno.
He's great.
He is. We will wait here, Harry, until you share your joke about Blue Origin. Wait, that might actually have been the joke.
Wow, Seth. Yeah, Seth, that is the joke.
Joke about Blue Origin, just don't want to share it.
Dude. You just got inadvertently owned by Harry.
Okay, Harry, that was great. That was perfect. Okay. Daryl, continue.
And next week I'll have my new co-host, Harry Stranger.
Yep. I just got owned into retirement right there. It was a great
awesome.
27 episodes, guys.
That was great. That was wonderful.
Okay. So, I think that's a wrap. Is that you got anything else you want to
That
talk
is.
about? Chance, anything you want? Oh yeah, SpaceNet.
Yeah.
You want to talk about SpaceNet?
Yeah, sure. So SpaceNet is a new Facebook group, and looking to expand it a bit into other areas as well. That is a collaboration of multiple space news outlets or media outlets, space pages, and space influencers, where we bring our communities together and then let them know about space and inform and share the excitement. So it's almost like my idea of that is kind of like with Launch360, like the main goal of that was to share the excitement of spaceflight, to inform everyone of it, but on a grander scale where it's not just our community, but it's everyone's community, which collectively hits a much wider audience too, because we all have different platforms and different ways of sharing our excitement for spaceflight and sharing that information. For instance, you guys have podcasts. There's others that just do photography, videos, websites.
We drink and talk about space.
But even so, though, it's still spreading that excitement, and that's really what we're going for with that. Eventually, I was talking a bit about this with some of the collaborators, was that I would like to eventually do, because Facebook events are a big thing for launch events and whatnot. That's where a lot of us get our outreach and get our communities from, and all of that pull. I mean, for instance, an average launch event, at least for Launch360, will have anywhere around 100 to like 300,000 people reach. I mean, I think the M2 it was over 1 million.
Yep.
And that's not people that are responding to the event, but that's just the reach of it. Yeah, seeing it and then looking at it and then going on, which is equally as important as people actually clicking go on the event. So I would like to eventually, I mean, with everyone's blessing, obviously, all the collaborators, kind of centralize the launch events to where there's not 50 different ones between all of our pages, but one singular one that we can all collaborate on. And even if you put co-host on there, it still shows up as an event on each individual page as it would like your own event type thing. I think I'll get a lot more content to all of the attendees and a lot more information equally as quickly and accurately, if not more. And also with a much greater reach as everyone's kind of combined efforts go into it. And then further down the line, looking into websites and whatnot as well. So
Yes, indeed.
it's definitely the start of a large project with a lot of different parties involved, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
The Discord is officially public, right?
Yes. Yes, the Discord is public.
Yeah, because we're a part of that. Link in the description, of course, with the Discord. One more thing that I want to talk about is that we, Daryl and I, decided we created a Patreon page.
Yes.
So if you guys want to actually directly support us in a way, of course, liking and sharing the videos are always great, are the best ways of sharing it, because we love seeing more views and seeing more people reached out to share what we do. But if you guys choose to, obviously it's not required. We're not going to force you guys to do anything, but link down there as well, description below to check that out. Daryl, anything you want to shout out, share lastly?
I will be in Florida for this upcoming week. There is, some thing going to Mars. Even the more
it's
hyped
just
mission.
Going to Mars. It's not that big.
Yeah, even the more hyped mission that has been pushed back so much that everybody's been waiting for. This next Starlink mission, hopefully, is supposedly happening. I'm
possibly,
seeing maybe possibly. I'm seeing the day after Perseverance, still in the middle of the night. I'm seeing the day after that. I don't know.
Yeah, right now it's August 1st at 3:21
I think
a.m.
Ben Cooper's page just put as and
I saw that too.
Very pro every launch being set at 3:21. I'm just saying.
Yep. So I'm gonna try and be out there for both of those. Like I said, depending on where DM2 comes back at, may determine how much longer I stay in Florida. But I will have some breaks. So whoever's out there in Florida, if you want to pal around. I need to go, pay my respects to Atlantis, like I always do. So I plan on trying to go hit up KSC at some point.
Good luck with that, sir.
Maybe even spending, some time on the beach at night, which is probably where I'm going to be shooting the launches from anyway. Maybe playing around with my telescope and whatnot. So, yeah, if you want to hang out, see where I'm at, get a bite to eat, something like that, hit me up on Twitter, Facebook if you know me.
He's
on there.
Basically asking you guys to slide into his DMs.
Hey. Hey. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun week.
All right. Thank you so much, Chance, for joining us this week. It's been fun.
Thank you,
It's been
Chance.
great to get to know you and get to know your history and all that stuff. Daryl,
Thanks, man.
one day I'll find a better co-host. But everyone,
you're the one who doesn't get the jokes.
Everyone else, thanks for coming out. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, share, hit refresh. People listening, leave a review, helps us out greatly. And thank you all for listening. We'll see you guys all next week. Bye.
Bye.